Hello, and welcome back to Fallout 4, where we find ourselves aboard the Prydwen, an airship filled with, well, all sorts of Brotherhood of Steel members.
I've served on this vessel for years. It's the only home I know.
Yes, so we can find here Paladin Danse. We also have Deacon somewhere here nearby. You look fancy.
Maxson ordered me to follow him to the gates of hell.
And we have been promoted to the Knight.
Is mine.
And we are basically making acquaintances with other people aboard the ship.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
Yeah, and we read all the emails that they were on, like, from everybody.
Sure. Go right ahead. All right. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
Absolutely not.
There wasn't that much radiation around before the bombs fell.
Before the bombs? What? Let me check my notes. You were a vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
I mean, we are living in a Commonwealth, right?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
That happens often enough for you to have a question about it?
You'd be surprised how many Wastelanders answer yes to that question. Fortunately, the Brotherhood finds that type of behavior absolutely distasteful.
You
Since
have
you
record
haven't
of a
spent too much
duel.
time in the Wasteland, I'll assume your answer is no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer. And the most common. Excellent.
That's
I
also
think
a
I've got
kind of
all the
evasive
information I need.
answer.
I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need
Cool.
medical assistance, you let me know.
Can I trade with you?
Captain,
Good to see you again, Knight. Anything I can do to help?
Yeah.
what's new, Doc?
Been out of the loop. A lot of sick and injured taking up my time. Now, if you need treatment, let me know.
Hear anything, Doc?
Nothing that would interest you. Now, let's talk about you. and
Oh,
your
that's
health.
Could use some supplies, actually.
No problem, soldier. Take a look.
He's not gonna spill some tea, right? I'm sure as a doctor he needs some fragmentation mines. I mean, who doesn't nowadays, right? It's for explosive surgery. Yes. I'm sure there is one.
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
Books? What books?
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
I don't like you.
Which books contain pertinent information?
Technical volumes, repair manuals, design philosophies, medical research. Anything that enhances the Brotherhood's knowledge. That's why I consider everything else a waste of paper.
Whatever suits you.
Expanding the technological knowledge of the Brotherhood is what suits me, since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting. Would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxson wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Danse's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
What type of technical documentation are you looking for?
The Brotherhood is primarily interested in collecting information that might assist us with our current mission. Medical records, science journals, weapon schematics. If it contains any type of useful data, we need to get our hands on it.
What exactly is a research patrol?
Simply put, we send a small two-man team to scout a location and evaluate its technical and historical relevance. Saves us from sending an entire retrieval team to a worthless location.
Maybe I can lend you a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Why do you have a lot of them waiting to be filled if you can reshuffle them and have less patrols, but that will be already filled?
I never liked having squires aboard a warship. But Maxson thinks they need to train under fire. What did you want?
Nothing, I was just passing by.
Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
I can't believe super mutants were human once. How could science have gone so wrong?
So, you're the new recruit I heard about. Not what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
The last batch of recruits we took on were wastelanders. Dirty, beaten up, looking for a handout. They were desperate and looking for an easy out. You look like you're here for a reason. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Prydwen's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Is this where I get my power armor?
Ha! That's always the first question from the new guys. Let's see. I just fixed up a pretty decent T-60 suit. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. It's sitting in Bay 3. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
Actually, you seem to be getting around really well.
I suppose it's better than the alternative. Anyway, if you need any work done on your power armor, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
Sure.
You've got a real knack for construction.
Cool. Oh, I need science and an armorer for that. Increases strength, a lot of agility. Action point, refresh speed in sunlight. Okay.
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups.
There are so many perks or modifications that only are activated when you are really low on health. Like this one. Below 20% health, speed increases 25%, and incoming damage is reduced 50%. Huh.
Can you believe synths are replacing humans with exact duplicates? Makes me sick.
Jet assisted boosted while jumping.
Damn ferals. Radiation has a twisted sense of humor.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Why are you in there?
I'm glad you asked. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Teagan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Since someone dropped a whole bunch of bombs and blew up every single factory that manufactured weapons and ammunition. Keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps, and everyone contributes to the cause. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
What sort of extra work are we talking about?
Oh, no. It's nothing like you're thinking. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms.
Eh?
And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, a gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
If you're looking for another safe haven, there's shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge.
Thank you.
Proctor Teagan.
What can I get for you today?
I'll take a look.
Be my guest.
Weapons. Focused incendiary Gatling laser. So far this is it. Brotherhood of Steel uniform. Commander chest piece and helmets. Okay. Power armor frame. Shipment of ballistic fiber. Okay. Laser standard capacitor. Okay. And you have actually a decent amount of caps that I can certainly appreciate. And all I have left is Molotovs. Okay.
You're looking to pick a fight? I'll help you end it.
Get a handle on what's driving.
Let's hear a bit more about that extra work you mentioned.
Hard to resist the lure of extra caps. The food stores don't replenish themselves, so I need legs on the ground to hit up farms in the area. We'll be requisitioning a portion of their harvest, And I need that food crated and ready to go for when I send out a collection team. Your mission will be to ensure full cooperation of the civilian farmers. By any means necessary.
Is that extortion?
Any means necessary? You're giving me carte blanche on this.
You said it. Like they say, if you aren't with us, you're against us. Think you can handle that?
I'm in.
Knew I could count on you. I'll mark the farm on your map. Remember, guaranteed cooperation.
If you run into any synths, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
Is this guy the only one who gives me extra job? Well,
Ingram?
Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
okay. So there was the guy who asked me for
No matter how many
technical
battles we win,
documentation.
there's always another fight ahead of us.
Let's talk to Proctor Teagan. I bet he has some excellent mods for our power armor.
This guy had nothing for me, right?
Cade?
Looking for medical assistance, soldier?
Yes.
Not now.
All right.
He
Excuse
had
me.
nothing for me. Then there was the lady who asked for the blood supply. I think this was it. Flight attack.
Think the Commonwealth looks bad?
Like that. Yeah,
You should
split
see the
difference
Capital
there.
Wasteland.
Now half that. You want to do it? No, I think you've almost got it.
Before I go high.
That's it. Thank you, Scribe. Yep.
Before I go here, there was another. You.
Now that you've had a chance to roam the Prydwen, what do you think, Knight?
Where did the Prydwen get her name?
Elder Maxson said he took the name from a work of historical fiction. Something about a man who was destined to become a king, and his journey to liberate his people from tyranny and oppression. Seems fitting for such a remarkable ship, wouldn't you say?
Frankly, I'm amazed it flies.
I'm disappointed how callously you're judging her. It took the Brotherhood's sharpest minds over 2 years to design, and more than twice that to build.
Where was the Prydwen constructed?
She was constructed at Adams Air Force Base, just outside of Washington, D.C. There was a vast amount of scrap metal and salvageable components there after we defeated the Enclave. We spent the first 2 years alone gathering the parts. The rest was spent assembling. It was worth the effort.
With the Prydwen in our arsenal, we can mobilize our entire division, sending her anywhere that Elder Maxson wishes her to go.
Her presence in the Commonwealth ensures that our mission to defeat the Institute will end in victory.
Did the Brotherhood ever build other airships?
There were less advanced versions of the ship built on the West Coast a long time ago. Historical records about their current status are in dispute, but we're fairly certain that they were destroyed. In any event, I hope your tour of the Prydwen helped acclimate you to our way of life up here. I think you'll find that the more familiar you become with both her capabilities and her crew, the longer you'll survive as a member of the Brotherhood. You're
Okay.
dismissed, Knight.
Cool. Thank you. Now I believe we are to find Maxson, right?
Bellonet Alpha at 93%. Compensating.
Okay, Mr. Maxson, where are you?
Ad Victoriam, brother.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Prydwen's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done finally begins to pay off. Let's get right to it then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Sure thing.
Super mutants? I thought the enemy was the Institute.
Super mutants are no better than synths. They're a reminder of man's folly when it comes to harnessing technology. Whether it's using biochemistry to manipulate genes, or trying to create life from a bunch of circuits. It's the wrong path for science.
Who
As
decides
members
the
of
right and wrong?
Brotherhood, it's our sworn duty to exterminate these abominations in every form. So, can I count on you to get the job done?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
You make a decent argument.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
Cool. And I like how Deacon just casually joins the conversation.
This thing is safe, right?
Absolutely.
Welcome aboard, Knight. Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release.
The airport. One of Tinker's favorite salvaging spots.
I need to investigate the airport as well. I was not there at all.
Target acquired. I'll try and keep him in your sights. Down. Look at that thing bleed. I'm gonna find a place to set her down, then hightail it back to the Prydwen for repairs.
How many health do you have? Well, I think we just completed the mission, right?
Big open spaces.
Auto Steam Combat Armor chest piece. Okay. There was a behemoth somewhere here, right? I mean, there was a lot of stuff. So apparently it's this time in the game where I'm already encountering behemoths. Can't say that I like it.
Somebody had security issues.
But I must give credit to the pilot who managed to navigate all the rubble, or what was it, that the behemoth was throwing my way. Some cannonballs. I mean, I put broadsider away, so that's not necessary ammunition for me anymore. Blake with no text.
Takes a real slob to achieve this level of filth. It's almost impressive. You're really good at this.
I mean, my only advantage right now, during the day, is surprise factor. If I am not...
You might want to wipe the blood off anything you find there.
If I'm not as fast as I am right now, then I'm detected, and it's noisy, and then I'm most likely having problems. I really don't like problems. Let's see, we can have another stored heat or just beta criticals. For now I will go with beta criticals, I think. Private Murnahan's holotape. Let's listen to it.
Down that the army just unloaded the first batch of the M42s this morning. I've only seen the specs for these little beauties on paper, so Private Bertram and I snuck down to take an early look. When I heard that the eggheads were designing a man-portable nuke launcher, I thought they were nuts. They actually got the damn thing to work. And after seeing the real thing sitting right in front of me, I I think they could be just enough to tip the balance of this war in our favor.
When I retire, I am totally gonna set up a
Can you
main
imagine
service.
the look on the enemy's
about
face when we get dropped in the anchorage carrying these babies? They won't know what hit them.
We made that look easy. Live to fight another day, and night, and day, etc., etc.
You're also not very stealthy, are you, Deacon? They spotted you a mile away. Not cool, man. Do I need to leave you behind as well?
It takes a real slob to achieve this level of filth. It's almost impressive. Got it. Where does all this dust even come from? The dust fairies?
Sweet.
No, I think we're talking not about the dust fairies, we're talking just about the common super mutants.
There we go.
Who goes there? Fort Strong Key, General Prox Terminal. A single mini nuke. Okay, your report, June 75. As of today, command of Fort Strong has passed to me. I'm looking forward to helping the US Army test some its experimental weapon systems at our facility. I've already had the men preparing the island for testing operations by tearing down the old barracks and constructing a simulated town. Since we'll be fighting the enemy on an urban front, I think the best way to test these weapons is by seeing how well they punch through civilian structures. September 2075. We've been testing the new batch of T-51B power armor suits that the Army Corps of Engineers just rolled off the assembly line. I am impressed with the amount of protection they afford our soldiers, yet allow them a great deal of mobility. I've noticed that the soldiers are still having trouble jumping in these things because of the suit's weight. They often tip over on hard landings. I've had the maintenance boys look at it and they're suggesting adding a gyroscope and shock absorbers to the lower torso. I'll pass it up the chain and see if I can get Washington to spend an extra money it'll cost for the modification. February 76. Things are starting to heat up overseas, so Washington is pushing us to cut our project turnaround times in half. I told them that would be dangerous, but it seems like we don't have much of a choice. I've decided to split my staff into Alpha Team and Bravo Team so we can work on two projects at the same time. The manpower will be reduced, but I'm convinced that we'll still be able to maintain our new schedule. I'm going to put Alpha Team on the power armor and Bravo on the new M42 Fatman launchers. June 76. Alpha Team just shipped out the first batch of T-51B suits to the front in China. Reports are already coming in that the suits are performing better than expected, chewing through enemy tanks and armor like they were paper. Word has it that some of the enemy troops are even surrendering when they catch sight of the power armor troops hauling their 5mm miniguns. Looks like Alpha Team has earned themselves a weekend pass in Boston. December 76. Bravo team is having a heck of a time getting the M42s not to shoot far enough away from its firing position. The problem is that the warhead is still too heavy to fire at the distance required. Our simulated soldiers are still soaking far too many rads and suffering blast burns. One of the technicians has suggested a radical idea of using a conventional depleted subcharge to catapult the round rapidly out of the launcher. His calculations look sound, so I'm going to let him give it a try. September 77. After a few design setbacks and the loss of one of our testing squads, we finally perfected the M42 launcher's firing mechanism. Washington has been riding me to wrap this project up, but with a weapon this potent, I was inclined to take my time. We've sent the launchers ahead to the supply yard in Mississippi, and we're just waiting for the go-ahead to ship the warheads wherever they need to go. Hopefully we can get those nukes out of here before the month is out. I don't feel comfortable sleeping 20 feet above enough nukes to reduce this island to ash.
It takes a long time for this much dirt to gather.
This is all pretty much intact, which is interesting. But there is also not much in here. Okay, there was an elevator, right? And I think I made the kind of a rule that whenever you see an elevator, check if it leads on a local map to somewhere specific for its strong sublevel.
What a mess. And for me to say that, you know it means something.
Hold.
You called?
Let's just carefully check the rooms one by one. Huh, they didn't lie. It's purified water.
There is little left here. I am unhappy. Yes, we should move north, range out, and hunt. But for food or sport? Both? Ha ha! Yes, brother! Both! No green stuff here. I am super mutant. Strong. Deadly. Yes, you are are super mutant. I am super mutant. We are all super mutant. There are none like Oh, brother, we are all the same. One day I will be master, and will show you all. Ha! That day will never come. Fool super mutant.
Keep having your discussions, guys. Keep having them. I do not mind them at all.
Brother! No!
So 4 targets over there, right?
Here, human. Got a treat for you! Ah, waste my time! You have to come out sooner or later. Gonna find you soon, human.
Oh, really? And another one? I took your missiles. I don't want to take your missiles.
Hey, come on.
Your wish is my strong recommendation. If you ever need to feel sleepy, ask Tinker Tom what they were doing here.
Bravo team, testing terminal. Okay, report 1. Things are getting tough around here. Brock has decided to split our men into 2 teams. I drew one of the short straws, so I ended up on the M42 Fatman launcher team, while most of my buddies are sitting pretty upstairs with the T-51B suits. I can't even begin to describe what a ridiculous idea the M42 is. A man-portable, mini-nuke thrower that a trooper in the field is supposed to deploy at close range. I've been poring over the schematics and I have no idea how we are going to get this thing to throw a warhead far enough not to kill the soldier unlucky enough to be stuck with these death traps. We've stripped the warhead way down as much as possible, but I think we're looking at this the wrong way. Instead of trying to reduce the warhead weight, we should try and amp the power of the throw itself. I know that means adding weight to an already heavy piece of ordnance, but I don't think we have any choice. One of the guys suggested we try magnetics to push the warhead through like a railgun, but the power pack would need to be the size of a suitcase. I'll keep picking away at this problem and see what I can turn up. We lost 2 good soldiers this morning. They were on the surface testing a MIRV variant of the launcher when one of the warheads misfired and hit the ground right where they were standing. Poor bastards didn't even have a chance. We couldn't even find any remains to send home to their folks, so Brock told us to just fill some cans with sand. I'll tell you, that guy doesn't give a crap about us. He's just worried about the brass back in Washington giving him the hard time. I was in bed last night when I had one of those eureka moments. I ran over to the night shift guys in the lab, swept all of their drawings on the floor and started sketching my idea. They must have thought I'd lost my mind. 6 hours and about 14 cups of coffee later, I had it all mapped out. We'd use the small subcharges as a launching catalyst to catapult the warhead from the launcher. We'd have plenty of range and the subcharge could be built into the warhead itself. Brock seemed to like the plan and gave us the go-ahead to prototype the device. I can't wait to try it out. It took the better part of a year and over 100 test firings, but the M42 is ready to be shipped out into the field. I can't believe I spent over a year on this single project. I feel pretty good knowing we're delivering a well-tested weapon to our own guys fighting overseas. Now that it's over, I suppose Brock will move us on to something else, but for now I'm going to spend the rest of the month packing up these warheads to ship off base.
That... I did not need to see that.
Understandably, they do have some radaways, right? I mean, according to the quest, the Fort Strong is now secured.
Stay there.
Absolutely. And my eagerness is totally unrelated. The lair of the Fat Man. Nice. Who we gonna blow up?
I'm just suspicious if it's really cleared out, you know? But it seems to be cleared out indeed.
Moving out.
Sure thing.
Okay then. Oh, you're here, right on time.
Excuse me, Paladin Danse?
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
How could synths bring about our destruction?
If the synths reached the point where they outnumbered mankind, how long would it take for them to decide we were no longer necessary? They certainly possess the capability to make more of their own kind, so we'd become expendable. And with Institute technology on their side, nothing could stop them, not even the Brotherhood. It's a nightmare scenario almost too terrible to contemplate. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Or you can think of them as helpers.
You got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxson. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
Dismissed. And I did all that with just a combat knife. Well, I mean, a very specific combat knife, but still. I mean, these dudes in the power armor with all their, like, laser rifles and whatnot. Like, come on, you should be able to do so much more than me.
When I retire, I am totally gonna set up a maid service. Talk about demand.
Do I need to make all my way, like, on foot there? I think I do. Okay. I mean, this dude is going on
Take a
foot.
moment to remember all the soldiers who died fighting for what they believed in.
Moving on a vertebrate is kinda cool. So hopefully I will get soon the opportunity to request it. X01 torso. I know that X01 is like the best power armor there is, but I'm not interested in power armor, at least for this walkthrough. So the big disadvantage that I see of my current playstyle is that my best time of operation is the night. And I've struggled a lot with the brightness, that it is a little bit too dark for me in the night. Maybe just my room in general is too... there is a window, so sun coming right to my face sometimes. And yeah, just monitor is not... is lit not enough. Might be the case, yes. So the solution to this would be to operate during the day, but then I would also probably prefer to have a power armor.
You gotta take things one day at a time.
Hey.
Farming's as honest work gets.
Hey there.
We could really use your help.
Is there some kind of problem?
We're having a lot of trouble with a group of raiders. Stealing our food and supplies. Do you think you can persuade them to leave us alone?
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, really? Thanks. I didn't know what we were gonna do about them.
Shamrock Tap House. I mean, that's not that far away or anything. Should be able to deal with it. Okay, we should be approaching Easy City Downs. I'm surprised that these raiders did not bother you. Also, I'm surprised to find here a road up to the highway. It was not my intention to go up on the highway right now. Plus, it's not going there anyway. Gentlemen?
Night.
Prydwen?
You haven't lived until you tipped the Brahmin with a vertebrate. Now that's a challenge.
Joining our cause was the wisest decision of your life, brother.
Say so, brother. Airport warehouse. It's just like named technical document, right? It's kinda convenient. I don't see anything unusual, so yeah, probably that's just like the random encounter thing, right?
Greetings, Knight.
So you're the new knight I heard about? Glad to have you on the team.
Well, I wasn't there.
This is our supply depot. Unless you're here on official business, I need you to clear up.
A lot of our people help us once,
Sergeant Gavel.
maybe twice
If you
a
need
month.
supplies, report to Proctor
We
Teagan.
jumped right into the deep end.
Can I peek into your terminal? Incoming supplies. Okay. Two miler kegs. Okay, I believe that is all very boring.
Remember your 3 C's. Cranium, crotch, center mass. Not everything you meet in the wasteland will have all of them, but they're guaranteed to have at least one. Outstanding! I can see you don't need my supervision. The final rule of my range: no injuries.
I almost shot you to the head, by the way.
Heard you got a new assignment.
Yeah, research patrol.
Babysitting field scribe. Prestigious.
Beats guard duty. Why? What'd you get?
Vanguard.
You're kidding.
Shipping out into the next rotation. I'll try to leave a couple of super mutants for you.
Lucky bastard.
Have you ever fired a minigun? Chews through ferrules like paper.
I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot and leaves that memorable ozone smell behind.
So not surprisingly, the airport is a big location. Oh, I can see how that was one of the waiting areas, or maybe the entrance terminal kind of thing. People would have been checked in and then led somewhere over here. What's that? Oh, that's one of the gates. Okay. I mean, it looks like one of the gates. And then the exit to the control tower, right? The entrance, sorry. Oh, entrance, exit, elevator. You can use it both ways. Anything of interest around here? I don't think so. And the glass is horrible here. Who made it like this? Fire him. It's not safe. Though I sincerely think that you need a more sustainable way to get up and down the ship. Because firing up each time vertibird to move a couple soldiers up or down, that doesn't seem to be efficient.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
It was a piece of cake.
I'm glad you feel that way. Because it only gets more difficult from here. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport.
Yes.
Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Yes.
Where can I get more signal grenades?
I'd use the supply I gave you sparingly. These devices are far more complex than a standard smoke grenade. Should you need more, you should acquire them from Proctor Teagan.
Will the vertibird stay and help me fight?
I'm afraid I can't spare a fully armed gunship for this task. A standard transport will have to suffice. Of course, nothing stopping you from using the door gun while in flight.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, We need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
No.
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city, but we've already searched them thoroughly. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago, so it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well then. Dismissed.
We've been making the rounds, doing the job. It's time you learn the big secret. Everyone thinks that Desdemona is the big boss. She calls the ops, gives the rah-rah speeches.
You're really telling that in front of Maxson.
It's just an act. She does what I tell her to because the railroad, it's my show. It's been that way since I founded it.
You? You founded the railroad?
Sure. Me and Johnny D. and Watts. Hell, that was over 60, 70 years ago. After a while, you lose count. I tell everyone I get the occasional face change to stay anonymous. Truth is, it takes a lot of work to keep this mug handsome. We've come a long way since the beginning. We've done a lot of good. Saved a lot of synths. But we're
literally
more than
none.
that. We are the last and only line of defense between the Institute and the Commonwealth. Hell, maybe even the world.
You've lied to me at least once. This is just more of the same.
Yeah, you got me. But you're gonna hear the same sort of lies elsewhere. There's other organizations out there, and in time, I'm sure they're gonna spoon-feed you their own patented form of bullshit. Ignore the verbiage and look at what they're doing. What they're asking you to do. What sort of world they'd have you build. And how they're gonna pay for it.
So what's the railroad's deal?
We're not about saving the world. Too big a job for too few. But we're trying to make it a better one. One synth at a time. And care about the little guys. Maybe lend a hand on the side. Not as much as some would like, but hey, it's something. But the real question is, what do you think of us? And at the end of the day, you'll need to make a choice. Make it the right one.
Hey.
What you need?
Hi.
You know, I'm having second thoughts on the whole recall code. Wait, you read it, didn't you?
I read it all right.
Don't tell me what it said. You know, it's probably just safer if we don't talk right now.
Okay, man, if you say so. So, I am...
Communications array calibration test successful. All bands nominal.
System deltas at
Why
100%.
do you point me here? Oh, I have one piece of technology, right?
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me?
Yeah, you missed one at the airport.
Or perhaps you were interested in aiding a research patrol?
I found some technical documents for you.
And they're in wonderful condition as well. Excellent work. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited source for these technical documents. Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
And it still points me to the guy.
Welcome back. I heard about the operation at Fort Strong. Any injuries that require attending to?
Any news out there, Doctor?
Nothing that would interest you. Now.
Not interested.
All right. Excuse me.
Nothing interesting here then. Okay.
Hail, Knight.
Where is the lady?
Our vertibird should give us the air superiority we need to win this war.
Charging into a situation guns blazing
Teagan.
is a good way to get
I
yourself
realize
killed.
it's not the most glamorous of missions, but hell.
I'm looking for some firepower.
Be my guest.
Do you have a vertebrate grenades? Cannonball. I don't see it. Vertebrate signal grenade.
If you need a little extra persuasion.
Let me see what you have.
All of my weapons are mission ready.
But I don't see it. I also don't see the lady in an armor. Which is unusual. Okay, I might need to do some additional research. But I think for today it was good enough. I think we are helping out the Brotherhood. We have now the signal grenades, so we have an opportunity to travel around the Commonwealth much more freely, which is extremely good. So I will do some research because I know that there should be some secondary quests or something like that related to the Brotherhood. I just want to find out how I can get them, whether to be sure that I'm not missing out, before I head out to the Commonwealth and start going all around it to different locations, picking up quests here and there. Yeah, so that's the plan. Just check out whether we are done entirely with the Prydwen, and then to start going into distant corners of the Commonwealth. That's the plan that we will adhere to in the next episode. For now, thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay, and if that's the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.